Bully kicks a disabled girl in the school hallway, then goes pale as 40 bikers storm the campus. He thought no one would stand up for her, until 40 roaring Harleys rolled into the school. What happened next shocked the entire town. Backhand Index Pointing Right subscribe to Bikers Hype for more emotional biker stories, like and share if you support kindness and humanity. Lincoln High School was buzzing with the usual Monday chaos. Lockers slammed, sneakers squeaked, students rushed toward their classes. But in the center of that noise walked Ella Thompson, a 14-year-old girl with a pink backpack, a bright smile, and a slight limp from a birth condition that made walking difficult. She used a small brace on her right leg, but her spirit was stronger than most grown adults. Ella was kind, quiet, soft-spoken, the kind of girl who would help someone who dropped a book before picking up her own. But kindness can sometimes attract cruelty. That cruelty had a name: Bradley Brad Cooper, the school's worst bully. Tall, handsome, confident. The kind of kid who believed the world belonged to him. His father was a wealthy businessman, his mother a socialite, and Brad walked through school like it was his personal kingdom. Ella tried to avoid him every day, but on this day, she didn't get the chance. Ella was walking down hallway C when she dropped her notebook. She bent down slowly, using her hand on the locker for balance. Brad saw her. He smirked. He marched straight toward her like a predator hunting prey. Before she could stand up, Brad kicked her leg brace hard. Ella collapsed on the floor, crying out in pain. Her notebook scattered everywhere. Her pencil case flew open, markers rolling across the halls. Students stopped. Some gasped. Some whispered. Some recorded. No one helped. Brad smirked, towering above her. "Oops," he said. "Didn't see you down there, limpy." Ella's eyes filled with tears, not from the pain, but from humiliation. She reached for her notebook with trembling hands. Brad kicked away again. "You're in my way," he sneered. Ella whispered, "Please stop." She didn't know it yet, but help was already on the way, and that help was louder, stronger, and more fearless than anything Brad had ever imagined. A teacher named Mr. Collins saw the entire scene. He rushed over her, furious. "Brad, that's enough." Brad shrugged. "It was an accident." "It was not an accident," Collins growled. Students around muttered. Some were angry, some were scared, but no one said a word. Ella struggled to sit up that MR. Collins knelt beside her. "Ella, are you okay? Does it hurt?" She nodded weakly. Brad rolled his eyes. "Oh, please." She barely felt anything. "She's not." "Another word," Collins snapped. Brad backed up a little. Not because he felt guilty, but because he didn't like a teacher speaking to him like that. MR. Collins escorted Ella to the nurse's office. But before leaving the hallway, Collins turned to Brad. "I am calling your parents. This school will not tolerate this." Brad smirked. "You think my parents care? I do what I want." And he was right. His parents didn't care. They never did. Meanwhile, in the nurse's office, Ella sat quietly, tears rolling down her cheeks. The nurse asked gently, "Sweetheart, do you want to call your mom?" Ella shook her head. "My mom is at work. She can't leave." "Your dad?" Ella lowered her head. "My dad is in heaven." The nurse's eyes softened. Then she asked, "Is there anyone you want to call? A relative? A family friend?" Ella hesitated. Then she whispered a name. "Reaper." The nurse blinked. "Reaper? Who is that?" Ella wiped her tears. "He's my uncle. He rides with the Hells Angels. My dad used to ride too, before he passed." The nurse froze. "A biker? A Hells Angel?" Before she could process this, Ella added softly, "Please call him. He'll come." The nurse dialed a number, and miles away, in a biker clubhouse filled with Harleys and leather jackets, a phone rang. A giant man with a gray beard and tattoos across his arms picked it up. "Yeah, this is Reaper." A pause. His expression changed. Went dark. Cold. Deadly. "You're telling me someone hurt my niece?" Another pause. He closed his eyes. "Send me the school address." And then came the words that echoed through the clubhouse. "Boys. Hey, boys. Gear up. We're rolling out now." 40 bikers looked up instantly. Engines roared. Boots thundered. Helmets snapped on. And the peaceful morning of Lincoln High School was about to be interrupted by the loudest sound anyone had ever heard. Lincoln High was quiet after lunch. Teachers walked. Students chatted softly. The day felt normal again until the windows started to shake. The floor vibrated. Lockers rattled. Students turned toward the entrance. What is that noise? Earthquake. No, that sounds like somebody screamed. Bikers! A lot of bikers. Before anyone could react, 40 Harley-Davidsons rolled into the school grounds. Leather vests. Skulls. Chains. Patches reading. Hell's Angels Milwaukee chapter. In front of them all, reapered a mountain of a man. White beard. Tattooed fists. Eyes burning with rage. The bikes parked in perfect formation. Engines cut. Silence. Students crowded the windows. Teachers panicked. The principal nearly fainted. Reaper stepped forward with his men behind him like a wall of steel. He didn't need to shout. His voice carried like thunder. Where is Ella? Teachers rushed outside. The principal stumbled. "Yes, sir. Why you can't just drive into?" Reaper stared straight through him. "Where is my niece?" One of the teachers whispered. "She's inside, resting, but she's okay," Reaper growled. "Bring me the boy who hurt her." A silence dropped like a hammer. Teachers froze. Students froze. Then someone whispered, "Brad. He's talking about Brad." Brad was in the cafeteria with his friends, bragging. "She fell so fast, bro. I barely touched her." They laughed, and then the ground began to shake again. Not from bikes. From footsteps, .40 bikers marched to the hallway like soldiers entering enemy territory. Kids pressed against lockers to get out of the way. Teachers tried to intervene. None dared to, and then Reaper saw him. Brad. The bully who kicked his niece Brad's face went white. .1 biker muttered, "That him?" Another nodded. Reaper stepped forward. Brad stammered, Stop. You can't touch me. My dad is..." Reaper leaned down until his face was an inch from Brad's trembling nose. "I don't care who your daddy is." Brad swallowed. Reaper's voice was low, deadly. "You kicked a child who couldn't even walk properly. You hurt someone who never hurt you. And you thought Noah would come for her?" Brad backed into the wall, shaking. "One thing you better learn, boy," Reaper growled. "Disabled doesn't mean defenseless. It means someone out there loves them enough to become their weapon." Brad's knees buckled. "Please?" "I'm sorry." Reaper turned to his men. "Boys!" They all roared. "He's sorry? We don't believe him." Brad screamed. Reaper raised one finger, and the room fell silent. "We're not here to hurt you," he said. "We're here to teach you." Reaper grabbed Brad's shoulder and dragged him, gently but firmly, to the nurse's office. Ella was sitting on the bed, holding a juice box. When she saw her uncle, her eyes filled with tears. "Uncle Reaper," he knelt and hugged her softly. "I'm here, sweetheart. Always." Then he turned to Brad. "Tell her what you did." Brad's voice broke. I hurt you. I shouldn't have. I was wrong. I'm sorry." Ella looked at him, not with hate, with sadness. She whispered, "You didn't have to be mean." Brad burst into tears. He'd never felt such shame in his life. Reaper stood. "Now you know," he said. "You mess with her again, and next time we won't just walk into the school." The bikers nodded behind him. Brad nodded frantically. And never again, and for the first time in his life, he meant it. News spread everywhere. .40 Hell's Angels stormed Lincoln High to protect a disabled girl. The next day, Brad wasn't a bully anymore. He started helping Ella carry her books. He defended other kids from bullies. He even apologized to teachers. Ella forgave him. Her heart was bigger than his ego. 1 month later, the school held an assembly. Ella walked onto the stage, carefully but confidently. She held a mic. "I want to thank my uncle and his friends," she said softly. "Not for scaring the boy who hurt me, but for showing me that I'm never alone." The whole gym clapped. Reaper watched from the back, arms crossed, a proud smile hidden in his beard. Ella continued, "And I also want to say something to Brad. Thank you for changing." Brad stood up, tears in his eyes. The school witnessed a miracle that day. Not the bikers, not the drama. But the fact that a little girl with a leg brace had the strength to forgive, if you love kindness, second chances, and real biker brotherhood, subscribe to Bikers Hype. Like and share this video with your friends. Red Heart. And if you love Hell's Angels, share this video and help us reach 1,000 subscribers. Now prove your love.